Jovan, welcome.
Thank you, Marcel. Nice to find you in Copenhagen.
Yes, in sunny Copenhagen,
Yeah,
by the
exactly.
way. Listen, Jovan, you are coordinating the UC Davis European Plant Breeding Academy. And before we dive into the details of that academy, why was it necessary to start that academy in the first place?
Yeah, good question. Well, I was back in seed industry when this all started, but there was a study, Delphi study, done back in early 2000 that says there is a shortage of plant breeders coming from the universities global worldwide. And I would also say there is even bigger shortage of commercial plant breeders, if you will, and those are the guys that can actually start the breeding program and making an impact from the day one. So then at that time it was decided together with UC Davis to come up with the PhD level curriculum, but adapted to people that work in industry. But for me, it's actually better because you do two things. One is it's completely focused on plant breeding, which PhDs are not. We can all talk all we want, but they're not focused on plant breeding. And then secondly, we basically educate people from within the industry, which you have all the talents that you have, but they're just lacking some additional academic level and another practical level to be there. And since then, we have graduated more than 436, if I'm correct, plant breeders, both in Europe, also in US for Americans.
Fantastic, 436, yeah. Fantastic, well correct. Done. Let's pretend I'm a seed company.
Okay.
Why should I be sending my employees to your academy?
Well, first of all, it's a smart investment. Like you get instant return on investments. You're going to develop your people from within. You're going to motivate them. And then finally, you will retain them. And those of other return on investments, the word is practical. It's all about practicality, right? We are going to learn about many breeding techniques. We're going to learn about traditional breeding methods. We're going to learn how to get and maintain that biodiversity or genetic diversity, and many other things that can help the breeding program basically be more efficient and effective.
So what would be some of the key topics that a student at this course would be learning?
I always say it's very nice to be passionate and emotional about your decisions, but only if supported by data. I remember this slogan, in God we trust, but we only believe in data, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So we're going to use statistical models to analyze the data and then make those decisions in plant breeding being data-driven, if you will. Molecular breeding tools, definitely. Traditional breeding is important, but we need to incorporate those tools as well. And the whole breeding program management, breeding program design, and how to get and maintain that genetic biodiversity and things of that nature. So all practical, all connected to industry requirements and the industry plant breeding objectives.
And I think it's 6 big sessions over 2 years, right?
Correct. So it's very intensive for somebody who have a full-time job at the same time. As a breeder need to be organized, the students also need to be organized to follow a curriculum, to have those assignments in between the weeks that are throughout 2 years. They also have a final project. It's not as difficult as writing a PhD thesis. It's only 20 pages, but they have to practice basically what they learn and sure. Solve their problems during the writing of the thesis.
Yeah, wonderful. I was just speaking with one of the students of the past academy, and what he told me was one of the great things of the course was that he could immediately apply
Correct.
It in his work.
Yeah.
The next week, he came back after a week of learning, and then the next week he could already apply it. So he was very impressed by that.
So for us, it's all about being practical, right? And not often one can do that, but students are usually writing, action points. Okay, I understand. Okay. So they can have maybe that's what I recommend to them. So write your action points, make 100, if you will, and then choose your top 5 that you want to implement the day one after you come back from the course.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So the last academy just finished 1-2 months ago, I think.
Correct.
But registration for the next one is already open.
Yes, it is.
Do you still have some places left, and when is the deadline?
Class 8 starts in Eindhoven in March next year.
Okay.
We keep a size of 20 students.
Yeah.
So that's the maximum size. We are already at 14.
Okay.
So we only have 6 slots left. And so if you really want to get your students or your employees, if you will, motivated, deadline would be January 1st. But if you want to get some good pricing, I think the early bird pricing is November, end of November.
For sure. Okay.
And you can look at that at pba.ucdavis.edu.
Wonderful.
Website.
Thank you so much, Jovan.
Thank you for inviting me.